dealing with stress. Over the course of the next 5 days in this week's lifestyle videos, I'm going to cover 5 different emotions, situations, things that many times over the years people have reported to me that they find challenging, things that they feel are getting in the way, maybe holding them back, that are a problem, shall we say. And I'm going to cover a number of techniques, approaches, methods, mindset shifts, considerations that we could choose to take or use or make around those situations that may benefit us. Now, in every single one of these situations, I'm more than aware that they are complicated, multifactorial things. But I'm also aware that just because the things I'm going to say might not help in some aspects of it, doesn't also mean that they won't help in others. I know in some of these situations there's purely chemical things going on in the brain, or there are extra things that I might not know about that you might do, but none of those things again mean that what I'm saying doesn't have some degree of value. And if you can just make enough of a change to make the situation, the challenge more bearable, or make us see it in a different way, then these videos have served their purpose. So dealing with stress. I would say over the last 20 years being in the fitness industry, from a purely anecdotal perspective, people talking to me, stress levels seem to be rising year on year. And I get that. We have progressively more busy and challenging lives than we have done at any point in history. I also get that from many conversations, what often underpins the stress levels that we have is a consideration and a belief that stress is a fundamentally bad thing. We've been conditioned by society to think that stress is bad and to avoid it at all possible costs. But I'll have you consider that we can't avoid stress. We can just to some degree choose the type of stress that we place ourselves under. Because a worthwhile consideration is that there are 2 types of stress. There is distress, that negative, bad stuff that drains us and makes us feel rubbish. And there is eustress, the positive, life-affirming challenge. It's what causes a diamond to be forged out of compressed coal, what causes metal to be formed. It's the kind of stress and challenge that produces good stuff and makes us feel better. And the more eustress we can put in our lives to some degree, the more able we are to reduce the distress. The more we are to choose the eustress of a challenging conversation with our partner, doing that thing at work that we don't really want to do, making that better food choice, doing that workout, the more likely we are to reduce the distress of a crap relationship, work not going well, not having as much money as we'd like, not having a body that we like the look and feel of and that serves us well. We can choose our challenges to a degree. Sure, bad stuff will still happen. That will always be there. But the more we can choose to fill our life with those things that we value, that challenge us, that aren't easy, that cause frustration along the way, but we know lead to benefit and growth, and we can build success and momentum with, to some degree we reduce the distresses. And we can just choose to some degree to accept that distress will always be there. When we argue with reality, it makes it even worse. There is an old prayer that I sometimes quote. I'm not a religious person, but it's called the Serenity Prayer. And it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Sometimes in life, there are just bad things. We can't change them. Doesn't mean they're nice, but to some degree we can accept them and just move on. We can have the courage to adopt those eustresses in life, to do something, to make those changes, and we can have the wisdom to know the difference. Hopefully within that, some of those things may have helped with your perception of stress and how you potentially handle some of the things.